Hey, continuing today in Genesis 25 for our mini message. And really important that you go back and watch yesterday's if you didn't, because we're going to pick up here. We didn't get all the way through verse 26. I want to pick up in verse 23. It says, "And the Lord told her," speaking to Rebekah, "the sons in your womb will become two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals. One nation will be stronger than the other, and your older son will serve your younger." Now, that's odd, okay? Because in this culture, the younger served the older. The oldest son was to be the son that received the main blessing. He received the right of the firstborn. He would have gotten a double portion of inheritance. All of these things came. So being the firstborn was very important. But here, God flips the script. And God will flip this script throughout the entirety of the Old Testament. We will see this same pattern followed in multiple places. We'll see it coming down with even Joseph, coming down a generation, that Joseph will be the favorite and the favored son. You'll see it with David. David should not have been king. It should have been Jesse's oldest son if we were going to choose someone from that family. But nope, God chose the least, the youngest, waited for him to come from the fields. Then you think about Solomon after that. Solomon was not David's firstborn. Solomon's way down the list. God chose Solomon. So we see that throughout Scripture, that God flips this idea on its head, and He chooses these different methods and ways to go about this. And so this is God being God and God making a choice here. And so when the time came to give birth, this is verse 24, Rebekah discovered she did indeed have twins. The first one was very red at birth and covered with thick hair like a fur coat, so they named him Esau. The other twin was born with his hand grasping Esau's heel, so they named him Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when the twins were born. Now, names really kind of meant something in this time. And they named the oldest boy Esau, which literally means red, or it can even mean like hairy. And so Esau was apparently, as it says, covered with thick hair like a fur coat. Now, something that fascinates me is how did this happen? Why did this happen? This is not just like, oh, this kid's got some hair on his head. This seems to go a little bit deeper into this. Esau here, maybe he even had a genetic disorder. There's a genetic disorder called Abrus syndrome, which causes your hair follicles to be overactive, and people will be covered in thick hair literally all over their body. So I wonder, in the way he's described here, is this the case, that he had this type of disorder? I don't know. I can't say, for sure. We didn't get his genetic testing done to know if this was happening or not. Now, Jacob, on the other hand, appears to not have this, but he comes out grasping the heel. And so that's why he's named Jacob. And so names really do, mean something in this time and in this place. So when we think about their name here, Jacob can mean something like heel catcher, or it can even come into the idea of having the connotation of a trickster, a con man, a rascal, even a scoundrel. So Jacob will live up to this. As we go through and talk about his life over the next several weeks, we'll see that Jacob was the most upstanding guy you'll ever meet. He had some issues here in the way he went about things. And so he and Esau from a very early age kind of part ways in their demeanor and who they are. And so we'll talk more about this tomorrow. Be blessed.